Good evening. Today I would like to do about our ICS case study. Okay. The case 1 is Mrs. Salma report that her computer emanated stranger noise while it was operating, such as overheating on the computer cases. Okay. This is our group members, Deveshwar and Divian and me. Okay. First we need to identify the problem. Okay. For the first, customer information, company name like POLITEKNIK MERSING, and the contact name is Mrs. Salma, and the address is POLITEKNIK MERSING, Jalanita 86800, MERSING, Johor, and the phone number is 01192837465, and the computer configuration is manufacturer model Acer Aspire XE, and the operating system is Windows 11. The network environment is LAN and the connection type is cable. Problem description is computer emitted stranger noises while it was operating, and such as overheating on the computer cases. Error message is not any error message. Beep sequence are not any beep sequence, and LED is not any LED lights there. And post didn't inform anything. Okay. Step 2. Establish a theory of a problem cause. Okay. Too many process and application running in simultaneously. Unsecure application. Too many browser tabs are open. There are block events. Outdated software. Affected by a virus or other malware. Overheated CPU or GPU. Dust stuck in your PC fans and vents. Okay. The step 3 is test the theory to determine the causes. Okay, common step to determine the causes: too many process and application running simultaneously, and unsecure application. Too many browser tabs are open. Blocked events and outdated software. Affected by a virus or other malware. Overheated CPU or GPU. And dust that stuck in your PC fans and vents. Okay. The step 4 is establishing a plan of action to resolve the problem and implement the solution. Okay. Verify that you haven't have the latest BIOS. Use the laptop on hard surface like a desk. Avoid soft surface like on bed on your lap. It will slow the performance of your PC. Leave plenty of room around the vents. Don't place anything in front of the vent. Don't use the laptop in explicitly hot environment. It will increase the heat of your laptop. Adjust the power option to increase the battery life and reduce the performance. This will also decrease the heat and will be smoother than before. Okay, step 5. Verify full system functionally, and if applicable, implement preventive measure. Okay. Restart the computer. Make sure that multiply application works perfectly. Verify that the network and internet connection. Print a document from a random application. Make sure that all attached devices work perfectly. Make sure that not error messages are received. Step 6. Document findings, action and outcome. The step taken to solve the problem. Step 1. Identify problems that slow down your computer in performance and close it. Step 2. Don't use many apps at the same time. Step 3. Always clean your file if don't use and dust inside your computer. Components are used to repair. There's no component to repair. The time allocated to resolve the problem. Estimate around 1 until 3 hours. Verification from customer. The customer verified that computer is not stranger noises, and the cooling fan can be function as usually to reduce the overheating. Okay. Thank you. The case 2 will be presented by my friend Divishwar.
Good evening. Case 2. Mr. Sami reported two computers in FitLab could not work because Windows won't boot. Step 1. Identify the problems. Customer information. Company name Polytechnic MERSING. Contract name Mr. Sami. Address Polytechnic MERSING, Jalanita 868000, MERSING, Johor. Phone number is 012-394-8576. Computer configuration, manufacturer and model Acer Aspirant XC. Operating system Windows 11. Network environment LAN. Connection type is cable. Next is problem description. Two computers in FitLab could not work because Windows won't boot. Error messages. No any error messages. Beep sequences is no beep sequences. LED is no any LED lights. Post is did not anything. Step 2 is establish a theory of problem cause. The fan is not running. Use a second-hand battery or AC adapter. Incorrect boot order in BIOS setup. Did not update your software in computer full of storage. Step 3 is test the theory of determine the cause. Common step to determine cause is ensure the device is powered on, full of storage. The AC adapter is second-hand. Software is did not updated to latest version. The fan is not running. Step 4 is establish a plan of action to resolve the problem and implement the solution. Change the AC adapter original to the computer and make sure it's work perfectly. Second is change the fan that runs perfectly. Update software to latest version. Help desk repair lock. Clean the dust that sucked in the hair vent of the computer. Step 5 is verify full system functionality and if applicable and implement preventive measures. First is reboot the computer and ensure no error messages and received. Clear up disk and space. Use free software such as Syslip Cleaner to remove unwanted program and files from your PC. Close down any unused program or application so that can avoid use a high CPU load. Make sure the cooling fan is running. Step 6 is document finding and action and outcome. The step taken to solve the problem. Step 1. Identify the program that slow down your computer and close it. Step 2 is not update software. Step 3 is set update software to latest version. Step 4 is always update software to latest version. Component used to repair is no component to repair. The time allocated to resolve the problem estimate around 0.5 to 1 hour. Verification from customer is the customer verified that the computer is working smoothly. Case 3 will be in review will
Okay, good evening to Madam Hanis and to all my fellow classmates and friends. Okay, so today I would like to explain about case 3. So moving on, the question is, Mr. Suresh reported a computer in FIS lab won't start as usual and seemed no power to start. So step 1 is to identify the problem. So in this case, the first we need to identify is the customer information. So in this case, the company name is Polytechnic MERSING. The contact name is Mr. Suresh and the address is from Polytechnic MERSING, Jalanita 86800, MERSING, Johor. So his phone number is also given, which is 014-958-671. So the next thing is we want to identify the computer configuration. So in this case, the manufacturer and model for the current computer is the Acer Aspire XC, and it runs using a Windows 11 operating system. The network environment utilizes a local area network, also known as LAN, and the connection type is cable, establishing it to be an Ethernet connection. So the problem description we need to identify is that a computer in the FIS lab won't start as usual and seem no power to start. So there is no indication of the power right there. So when we identify the error messages, there seem to be no error messages, and in the beep sequence, there wasn't any beep sequence, including LED, which we identified there wasn't any LED lights. So the post was we were not informed about anything else. So moving on, step 2 is to establish a theory of probable cause. So when we look back at it, when it was reported that the computer won't even boot up, so we established a theory that the Acer adapter might be damaged, or the motherboard is damaged, the power supply is jammed and not receiving current properly, and the power cord not connected properly to the PC. So step 3 is to test the theory to determine the cause. Common step to determine cause, which is all the problems that we given below, which is the Acer adapter was damaged, the motherboard, the power supply was either jammed or the power cord was not connected properly. So after we test that, we can establish a plan of action to resolve the problem and implement the solution. So if it's the motherboard that is the problem, we can either change the motherboard, or if the adapter is the problem, we can either change the AC adapter. So another thing is, if the power supply is jammed, it could be due to dust or some either problem cause. So if it's dust, we can just blow out the dust from the power supply, or if the power supply is not connected properly, we can either check to see if it's loosened and try to reconnect the power cord properly. So the last step is to after we establish the theory and then we try to test it out, the last step is to verify full system functionality and if applicable and implement preventive measures. So after we have tested and established it, we should try to start the computer, see if it's functioning properly, and always make sure there are no dust in the power supply or in any other slots that we insert the current slots to the PC and the motherboard, and always make sure the power cord connects properly to prevent any electric static or the power not to be received properly to the PC. Okay. So step 6, we have document findings, action, and outcome. So after we have established a theory, tested it out, and verify it, we come forward to make a document out of it. So these are documents stated below. So based on documents, the step taken to solve the problem. Step 1, identify the problem that make the computer won't start. Step 2 is to clean up the dust on the power supply. Step 3 is to connect the power cord properly. And step 4, change the power cord because it has been loose. So the component used to repair, that we figured there was no component to be repaired since it was just power cord misalignment and dust accumulated on the power supply. So the next thing is the time allocated to resolve the problem. So it was estimated around 30 minutes taken to solve the entire situation. And after that, we get the verification from customer. The customer verified that the computer started as usual and it was working. So again, what we have to do is always check the power cord to see if it's loose. Check to see if there's any dust accumulated both on the power supply and the motherboard. Check if the motherboard has been damaged or the AC adapter if it's damaged. Okay, that's it from me for case 3. So case 4 will be explained by my friend.
Okay, today I would like to explain about step 4. Okay. Case 4. The case 4 is Mrs. Nee reported that the computer in her office ran slower than usual. Step 1. First, identify the problems. The computer information is company name, POLITEKNIK MERSING, and the contact name is Mrs. Nee. Address POLITEKNIK MERSING, Jalan Nita 8600 800 MERSING, Johor. The phone number is 01691827734. The computer configuration is manufacturer and model Acer Aspire XC, and operating system is Windows 11, and the network environment is LAN. The connection type cable. Okay. The problem description is a slower computer is likely because you have too many programs running. This takes up a lot of processing power and impacts performance and speed. These are two types to fix this. Firstly, decreasing this number of programs are running, and secondly, increasing your computer's memory and processing power. Error message are not error message. Beep sequence are not beep sequence. LED lights are not available. Posts are didn't anything. Okay. The step 2 is establish a theory of problem causes. Okay. Memory of the computer is a lot. Application in the computer is a lot. Windows can not longer accommodate that. Step 3. Test the theory to determine the causes. Common step to determine the cause. Too many programs or browser tabs are open. Hard drive or memory could be maxed out. Unnecessary software updates and are overloading your machine. Too many applications are automatically open when your computer starts up. Your computer could be infected with a virus or satellite with an effective antivirus solution. Step 4. Establish a plan of action to resolve the problem and implement the solution. Shut down or quit any programs you are actively using and stick with just one browser, Windows if you can. Want to save a multiply tabs or links for future reading? Use the handy bookmark option in Microsoft Edge, Firefox, Safari or Chrome. Start simple by emptying your computer trash, then consider moving those aforementioned larger files to the cloud or delete files that are being used. Decision of trusted IT provider can help you navigate these changes safely and securely. And if an upgrade to increase a RAM or larger hard drive is necessary, working with a technology expert on installation and implementation is critical for continued success. Consider proactive monitoring and maintenance solution like CMIT Marathon, which keeps your computer running 24/7, handles all the updates and patches for you, and deploys the software upgrades during hours so that your employees are not affected. Altering a computer setup log is an extremely advanced procedure recommended only for IT experts. Working with trusted partners, you can display those that are necessary while reverting pressures, operating speed to those that are important. Never entrust your business critical data and computers to a free antivirus or anti-spam solution. And don't expect just one layer of security to keep you and your employees are safe from data breaches, ransomware and malware, phishing and other forms of cybercrime. Only security is complicated and threats are constantly changing. Step 5. Verify full system functionality and if applicable, implement preventive measures. Reboot the computer, make sure no error messages are received. Clear up a disk space. Use free software such as CC Cleaner to remove unwanted programs and files from your PC. Close down any unused programs or applications so that can avoid use high CPU loader. Make sure the cooling fan is running. Step 6. Document and findings, action and outcome. The step taken to solve the problem. Step 1. Identify problems that slow down your computer and close it. Step 2. Not update software. Step 3. Set update software to latest version. Step 4. Always update software to latest version. Okay. Component user to repair, not component to repair. The time allocated to resolve the problem, estimate around 1 hour. Verification from a customer. The customer verified that the computer is working smoothly. And that's all. Thank you. And